All right. Okay, so today we're going to work on our ankles and our feet. And as you know, people are usually, popular things to work on are usually like, okay, tight hips, my lower back, my shoulders. But the feet are really, really important because we're on our feet all day. And so when our feet are off, it affects, sometimes when your feet are off, it actually is the root cause of affecting the imbalance in your hips, which ultimately can lead to an imbalance in the shoulders. So it's good to actually give some attention and some love into your feet today. So if you have, so this is, I have a therapy ball or a yoga tune-up ball or a racket ball, a tennis ball, a rolling pin, a water bottle that's frozen, any of those things. Basically, we're going to get at rolling out the feet because, generally we don't give that a lot of love. We're going to work on the feet, the ankles, and inner thigh, and some standing work and some balancing work today as well. Okay. So go ahead and we're going to start out standing. Feet hips width distance apart, and take the time. If you are on a hard surface, great. If you're on carpet, that's okay too. But the most important thing is to bring awareness into, the weight, where your weight is, the four corners of the feet. So if your feet were a rectangle, go ahead and roll your shoulders back and down and stand up nice and tall. And closing the eyes here, close your eyes. And just get a sense of where the weight is distributed in your feet. Is it in the middle of the foot? Is it more on the right side versus the left? Where do you naturally put the weight on your feet? So keeping your eyes closed, do a slow march by bringing your knees up towards hip height. So just march for about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then just notice where your tendency of your weight is. Is it more to the right or to the left? Is it more towards the front of the feet versus the back of the feet or the middle? Just kind of take note of what that feels like. Your feet still hip width distance apart. Shift the weight to the balls of the feet, to the front part of your foot. And then shift the weight to the heel of your foot. And then center your weight around the mid part of the foot. So in the center. And can you split the weight evenly between your right and left foot? And just get a sense of, well, what does your foot feel like in connection and in contact to the carpet or to the mat or to the floor beneath you. And then go ahead and open your eyes. All right, go ahead and take your ball or your object, and we're going to roll out the front part of our foot. So if you can see here, I'll stand on this side. So your heel's on the ground, you spread your toes really wide, and you're gonna roll the front part of the foot. So if you're on a cylindrical object, you can also just roll forward and back just on the ball of the foot. If you're on a round ball, you can roll forward and back and side to side as well. First with the heel on the ground, forward and side to side, and shift the weight into the ball or into the object and back. So rock forward, so you're pressing in. So you're getting the plantar fascia, which is the muscles on the bottom of the foot. So first just with the ball of the foot. Yeah. If you have the ball, you can also go side to side and kind of work your way up to the middle of the foot. And kind of onto the pinky side, onto the right foot, onto the big toe side, onto the right foot. And then you can start to pick your heel up off the ground and kind of roll forward and put the weight into the middle of the foot. So start from the toes and roll and put your weight in and get into your plantar fascia, which is the palm. I guess your foot doesn't have a palm, but into the fleshy part into the middle of the foot, and see if you get like, I'm getting some tingling sensation in my toes, because I mean, who stretches the bottom of the feet? When was the last time you stretched the bottom of your foot? Sometimes your rolling thing will escape. And trying to get into the side, right? Kind of lean into the inseam by the big toe. Kind of roll, get to the outer edge. And then kind of work your way towards the heel, right? So I'm leaning the weight into my heel. Now you can plant the toes onto the floor and kind of put the weight into the heel. Now if the ball is a little squishy, and this is where a racquetball it has less bounce to it, so it's a little bit harder, a little bit maybe too much. The massage balls here have a little bit more give, which is why they're really good. I use yoga tune-up balls that you can get on Amazon. I love these for better than like a Pilates roller, which I have like 3 of those too. But these are my favorite to really, because they're small enough to get into the different angles of the muscle. Okay, so really get in there, and that should be about good. That should be pretty good. Okay. Ooh, that feels good. And release. And just stand hips width distance apart and see if you feel a difference between the right foot and the left foot. Like I feel that my right foot, which I just rolled out, is much flatter onto the ground. Like I literally feel like I'm sunken in more and I have more surface area contact with the mat. So now we gotta do the other leg, or the other foot. Okay. So let's start out on the left foot with the heel on the floor. And just kind of spread the toes, energy within the toes, like spread your toes out wide like this. And just kind of begin to just put your weight forward. If you're on the ball, kind of go right and left on the ball. If you're on a cylindrical object, you can go forward and back. You're still just kind of grinding out, separating, massaging the muscle on the bottom of your foot. Just kind of we're getting at the top part of the foot, and then we slowly work our way down the foot. So having your heel on the floor kind of gives you that leverage to kind of wiggle back and forth. And then you can begin to lift your heel off and just kind of lean your weight into the ball of the foot, kind of where the knuckles are in your foot, to kind of separate that. Because your feet work really hard, because we're on our feet all day. We're on our feet all day, and our feet need some love. Ooh. Kind of roll into the inseam, so I'm leaning towards my big toe, kind of getting in like this part of my foot. Definitely hitting some nerves in there. I get some tingling in there. And then coming to the outside edge, now really in the middle of my foot. So really put the weight kind of in the middle of your foot and kind of squish down on it. And then kind of work your way to the heel. Maybe you put your toes down and you really smash the weight into the heel and kind of roll side to side along the heel. We're just trying to open up. Oh, there goes my ball. Okay. Whew. Definitely some tingling in my feet. That's for sure. All right. And go ahead and stand hips width distance apart. Closing your eyes here and just take a moment to feel your feet. Notice there is a difference than from the beginning, just a few short moments ago. And where your weight is in your feet. Right, so it should feel just a difference with it, just a few minutes of literally stretching out your feet. Okay, so there's the stretching of your feet, but also the ankles are really important. So if you you can use, if you have like a washcloth, a piece of paper, anything that you can use to also get some mobility in our feet, which is to pick up things and with your feet. And if you have a toddler, you know that you use your feet a lot of times to pick up random toys that have fallen on the ground. So if you have anything like a shirt, jacket, washcloth, any piece of paper, anything little, or just imaginary for now, if you don't have one, go ahead and you can lay your, do I have a washcloth here? There we go. I have a washcloth here. This is to get mobility and also strength at the bottom of your feet. Right, so can you see? There we go. And you could just do this without the washcloth if you don't have one right now. But if you can see, I'm basically spreading my toes and I'm grabbing the washcloth. Spreading my toes, grabbing the washcloth. Spreading my toes, grabbing the washcloth. Pull the belly button up and in, lift your washcloth. And lower back down. Spreading the toes, see my toes, see my toes. Spreading the toes, clawing my washcloth. Lifting from the belly, lifting. We're getting so a bit of balancing, bit of foot articulation. Don't mind the pedicure. Kiona decided to paint my toes today while I was in the middle of a call. So, and she put on 2 coats and a top coat. She's like, Mom, don't forget about the clear top coat. Remember you forgot last time. I'm like, okay. So she painted my toes today while I was on a call, so I couldn't really stop her. So do that a couple more times on the right side. Spread the toes. Pick up your washcloth, lift. Left side. Spread the toes. Pick up your washcloth, lift. Maybe one side is easier than the other. Again, you just have, different muscle strength, articulation. Pick up the washcloth, maybe shake it out. Straighten it back out. Pick up the washcloth, lift. Okay. All things that you can do on your own, of course. All right, so now that we've done and opened up the bottom of the feet, we're going to move towards the ankle. We're going to do some ankle mobility. So go ahead, I want to do mirror image. I'll do mirror image with you guys. So go ahead and stand on your left foot and raise your right foot. So point the foot. So from the ankle, we are going to write our ABCs. Big letter first.
Do you want kind to stay or?
Kind to stay where?
For Marketo thing? Or?
Marketo thing is at 2.
Okay, because he'll be at the park.
Oh, no, it's okay. He doesn't have to stay. Okay, ABCs. Okay, so big letter. Big letter A, big letter B, big letter C, big letter D, big letter E, big letter F, big letter G, big letter H, big letter I, big letter J, big letter K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Whew. Did you guys feel that in your quad, in your inner thigh? And also your ankles getting some mobility. A lot of these come from when I trained as a dancer for about 10 years. So lots of feet stuff. All right, other foot, other leg. So ground your foot into your right leg, pull the belly button up and in, lift the left leg, big letters, A, B, from the ankle, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Whew. And shake it out and give yourself a little rest. So using both the inner thigh, quad, and the ankle. And go ahead and stand hips width distance apart and kind of feel, oh, what does the floor feel like? It feels different. Your ankles are warm now. All right, so we're going to warm up the inner thigh connected to the ankle. We'll just kind of work our way up. We're going to stand on our left leg, raise our right leg up, and this time, instead of just doing the ankle, we're going to do the leg. The whole leg is going to write the letters. So a couple variations on this exercise. And this is a great exercise that you can do if you're in a meeting, because you can do it on your desk. If you're like, oh, I'm not leading this meeting, you can do your big letters. You can do your little letters. You can write your name. You can write what's on the slide with your ankles. All those variations that you can do to like multitask. All right, so this one we're going to use the whole leg, engaging the inner thigh. So pulling the belly button in, engaging through the core, taking the leg, rotating the leg so the ankle, this ankle bone, this bumpy bone here is pointing up to the sky. So rotate that. Now you're truly engaging through your inner thigh. Now take the whole leg and write your alphabet. So A, B, this is a little trickier, C, you have to engage your core, D, E, F, G, H, I, don't forget to rotate your inner leg, I, what comes after I? J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Whew. All right, you should have felt it from here to all the way ankle, all the way up to your inner thigh. Inner thigh also helps you with your balance. Ankle, inner thigh, muscles that you need to strengthen for balance. All right, so let's go ahead and switch to the other leg. Standing on your right leg, left leg, and while we're doing it, we will sometimes forget, right? We're rotating, we're lifting that ankle bone, this bumpy bone up towards the sky. Sometimes we forget, so we want to remember to continue to rotate the leg, external rotation, press that the ankle bone up towards the sky, pull the belly button up and in, squeeze the inner thighs, lift A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z for our Kiwi folks. All righty. So now that your legs are super warmed up, we're going to do some balancing. Balancing, some really basic balancing that's going to challenge your ankles. And All right, okie dokes. So we're gonna do tree pose. Tree pose, shifting the weight over to your right leg. Tree pose, you can be here, just not on your knee. You can be here. So for tree pose, we're spreading our toes is on the ground and really anchoring our toes, our pinky and our heel through all four corners. We're lifting, rolling our shoulders back and down. You can feel your ankle working to try to keep you balanced. I don't know what's up with the neighbor dog today. Now from here, you're like, this is easy peasy. Easy peasy. Go ahead and take your leg, your free leg, and extend it out in front of you. Easy peasy. Now close your eyes. Completely different because we rely on our eyesight for so much of our balance. How much are we really using our ankle? So squeeze every muscle that you can possibly squeeze around your leg and around your ankle to see if you can stabilize, and you will fall over, maybe. But the more you squeeze, the more muscles you turn on, the more you can stabilize. That's hard. Super hard when you take away your eyesight. So let's try that again on the other side. So left leg, tree pose. So you can be here, here, here. And you're like, well, why does balance play? Right? Yeah, mobility, flexibility, I understand that's important. But why is balance so important? And one of the main things is as we get older, I know all of you are vibrant and young, but one of the biggest things as we become more mature, when we put more mileage on our bodies, is balance and falling. And one of the biggest impacts as we retire and we get older on quality of life is directly dependent on falling and affecting and breaking our hips. How many more hours? 34 minutes, so half an hour. Okay? You're welcome. You're gonna play with the box? Okay, so basically, balance is really important. Balance is really important as we get older. Balance is really important for strengthening our core muscles, our stabilization muscles, and just gives us a better quality of life. Okay, so go ahead and take your tree pose, extend the leg out. Contract as many muscles. Now you know, like, oh, there's a whole bunch of muscles that I'm not using when my eyes are open. Can you squeeze and contract, especially the muscles around your feet, around your ankle, around your leg, around your calf, around your quad, around your hip, around your core, around your rib cage, around your eyebrows, around your head. Like every muscle, can you squeeze and close your eyes and see if you can stay balanced by keeping your eyes closed. And just try a couple more times. And notice when your eyes are closed and you have to engage in so many more muscles, your ankles get tired. That's because we're using it more. So imagine when we have our eyes open and we're just going about our daily walking around, what are we not using? Can you really stomp your standing foot into the earth and get more, like you're trying to drive that heel beneath the floorboards into the cement, to the dirt underneath your house, and release. Yes, Kiona?
Why do you do poses you're not at yoga?
Well, this is my mini yoga that I teach during the week.
Hey,
You want to show everyone your shirt?
I thought they did.
Well, this is a different group of people. You know what mommy could use? Mommy could use a big tall glass of ice water because I'm super thirsty.
My kiddo.
Okay, big tall glass of water, please. Watch the cord, sweetie, so you don't trip on it. All right, and shake it out. Shake it out.
Mini yoga with Mama.
You want to do mini yoga? Can you do tree pose? Can you show everyone how you do tree pose and you stand on one foot? Can you stand on one foot?
Why did Mommy do flamingo pose?
Okay, do flamingo pose then. You show everybody flamingo. There you go.
This is flamingo pose.
Okay, good job. Good job. Well, we are at the.
Mama.
Mhm, yes, dear.
This is tree pose.
That is a very good tree pose. Okay, well, I think it's time.
I
I think it's time. It's at the. It's we're at the end of class.
I can bend both of my feet without falling down.
Okay.